Working on our life skills, baby, come on. Working on our life skills, baby, come on. Hey there, 4-Hers and friends. It's Rachel here, one of your University of Illinois Extension 4-H educators for Madison, Monroe, and St. Clair counties. Today is Life Skills 301, and with that being said, we're going to look at laundry. Look, I get it. Laundry is the root of all evil, right? But unless you have gobs of money and can be buying new clothes every time yours get dirty, then we gotta learn how to do it, okay? I have heard all too often people saying when they go off on their own, to live on their own, or to go to college, oh, I don't know how to do laundry. No. We're not gonna have that happening with our 4-Hers. You can blame your parents all you want about how they didn't teach you, but at some point you have to take the initiative, all right? So first up, we're gonna talk about laundry. Do you guys think that you should sort your laundry? Give it a little bit of thought. Should you sort your laundry? The answer is yes! You need to sort it, or else you're gonna be putting in your whites with your reds and you're gonna get pink underwear. I'm sure you guys have all heard about that, and you don't want it to happen to you. So just a little quick look at mine. I do a dark pile, I do a light pile. I do a pink and orange coral pile because I have had the worst luck with those running. I do a white pile, I do a blankets pile, and I do a towels pile. So when it comes to which pile do you want to do first, I don't know if there's any rhyme or reason to picking lights over darks, but I typically do lights because just in case there is some leftover bleach from one of my whites loads, you can't see it as easily as if bleach hits darks. So I typically do my lights, and then I do my pinks and oranges, and then I do my darks, and then I do my whites, and then I do towels because I don't care if I have bleach stains all over my towels, and then I'll do my blankets. That's just what I do. Ask your parents how they do it. See if they have a certain way that they put in the laundry. Do they do lights first? Do they do darks first? What do they do first? Okay, so I've loaded up my lights, and now it's time for me to put in my detergent. I will say I'm a little bit extra. I use the clear detergent without the dyes in it for my lights, especially just because when I was in college, I was really cheap, and I used really cheap blue detergent, and I used to have blue stains all over my light clothes. So it's just kind of one of those things that I have a bias towards. I use clear detergent for light clothes. So you can look on your detergent bottle if you're not sure. I would say that this is a large load. It's almost up to the top. This says large loads go to 3. And this bottle's pretty easy because it has 1, 2, 3 all the way on it. Oh, that was a little bit too much. Oh well. Little bit more isn't gonna hurt it. Too much, you're gonna have suds everywhere. All right, keep that in mind. And last but not least, I use a wrinkle guard just because my washer does not have an agitator in it, and an agitator is that middle thing that usually you're trying to put clothes around. Mine does not have one of those, so it leaves my clothes really, really wrinkly when I take them out. So I do use a little bit of wrinkle guard. Again, ask your parents what they do. This is just general tips. All right, I typically always wash my stuff on cold because I do not have the money to replace clothes if I wash them too hot and they shrink. We don't want that. We don't need that. So I wash them on cold, 1 rinse, fabric softener's off. Obviously, everyone's washer is gonna be different, but I'm gonna put this on normal, and there we go. Check back. We'll talk about drying clothes and ironing. Okay, welcome back. So my lights are done in the washer, which means that it is time for them to be dried. I do want to say that you might want to check with your parents to see what they dry. I know when I was growing up, my mom never let me touch her scrubs because I never did them right. They weren't supposed to be dried. They needed to be hung up. Also check what kind of material things are. So things like a cotton t-shirt or a 50-50 blend, which is polyester cotton. Polyester does not shrink when heat is put on it. Cotton does. I know like a lot of my yoga pants or shorts, I don't like to dry them because I don't want them getting too tight, or I don't want them shrinking, or the dryer can actually be really hard on some clothes too, so I will choose to hang stuff up. If you're not sure, ask your parents what they would do and go from there. So one thing I do want to remind you when it comes to drying your clothes, once everything's in there, you want to throw a few dryer sheets in. They're supposed to help dry your clothes, make them smell a little bit better. I actually use wool dry balls, just a personal preference of mine. Do whatever your parents have. But once you have everything in there, you want to make sure that you are picking the correct temperature. So high, heavy is for things that can take, and here I have things that maybe can't take high heat, so I'm gonna put it on medium. One thing you do want to remember is that you always want to clean out your lint trap. Why would we want to clean out our lint trap? Yes, we want to clean out our lint trap because there is a higher chance of having a fire if it does not get cleaned out. So last thing I want to show you today for Life Skills 301 is quick tips about ironing, okay? So I will say, usually you will iron things like a collared shirt or a pair of pants that really need pressed. Otherwise, you can usually get away with steaming things. I steam a lot of things. This is 100% cotton, all right? Irons, everyone's gonna be different. So this one does say cotton, and it says it underneath here. I put water in this beforehand. You use water so that it gives the hot plate of the iron something to grab onto. That's what helps the wrinkles come out. We want to start with the back collar. This might be difficult to do, but the more that you practice it, the better. If you aren't old enough to iron on your own, then definitely tell your parents that you want to learn or get them to help you, okay? And then you want to work from the inside out. My mom always taught me that you don't just go one fell swoop over everything. You want to work from the inside to the corners because you don't want one side getting more of the fabric than the other, all right? Then you can flip it over. Not all of them need to be done both ways. A lot of times people will just do this side of it. Next up, you want to do the shoulders. So I always use the smaller end here to get the shoulders done. And you want to make sure that you are going to iron down the way that the fabric is supposed to lay. So I wouldn't want to iron over this way because my button piece here would be up. Up next are your cuffs. So you want to lay it down where it's even. So like the stitch is over here, which makes it flat. And then you want to do your sleeves. Once your sleeves are done, do you guys know what comes next? What do you want to do next? So yes, it's the body that you want to do. When you get to something like buttons or the buttons or the buttonholes, you want to make sure that you get them good. And just keep in mind that when you do go to iron, you want to make sure that you are not just leaving the iron on there because it will burn your clothes. You will literally burn your clothes. So I hope this was helpful. Life Skills 301. Don't want you guys going off on your own and making your white underwear pink. And definitely don't want you guys to have to use a flat iron on your clothes to try and iron wrinkles out like I have done before. So hopefully these skills will help you guys succeed in the future, and have a great day. Bye.